Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be playing kerbal space program. Right now I'm building up a satellite and surrounding it with a fairing, which took a long time to pick out and figure out how it worked. So now I'm building up a second stage rocket. Then I'm finding out the correct decoupler to actually work. Then now I'm building up the overkill launch stage and finding out the correct adapter. So right about now I'm finally found it. So now I'm building up the launch stage with one orange tank and a skipper engine. Now the third stage with 4 solid rocket boosters with nose cones that I should be adding soon. Yeah. So now I'm adding some winglets to help with aerodynamic stability and some supports and figuring out the staging. So the launch is looking good right now. So I'm gonna be entering a orbital turn. Right now I am making it a bit too shallow, but I'm gonna figure it out later. So as you can notice, I'm getting a lot of heat, or like that cloud stuff, sonic boom, yeah. And now I'm starting the re-entry effect, and it's now getting hot. But soon my third stage will burn out and I will reject it. And I'm throttling down my skipper engine. So now I have only the skipper engine and I'm through for most of the atmosphere and it's looking pretty good. And also I think right about now my shift key was stuck. I will come back to that. So right about now I'm going to be cutting throttle. And now I'm just stirring up the throttle a little bit to help my maneuvers. So now I am flattening out my launch stage to be ready for the epilepsy burn. Soon I'm gonna be using the time warp and the map. Okay, now I'm looking around to see if there's any good planets I can go to. And now I'm setting up the maneuver node. Just figuring it out again because I haven't played kerbal space program in a while. So now I'm time warping and starting the burn. I will probably have like some music playing in the background because it's going to sound pretty plain. So right now I'm starting the orbit burn. Then I kind of wanted to get my launch stage to re-enter again, but that never happened because I forgot about it. So yeah, I should have ditched it sooner. And then right about now I'm gonna be getting serious trouble. And remember that shift key getting stuck? That's what happened right now, and I was trying to throttle down but I couldn't and did not notice my shift key getting stuck. So yeah, and now it's really going wrong because I decoupled. And now I have absolutely no control. I'm trying to maneuver a little bit to get out, but then I decouple again and ditch my fairings. Then sending on my third stage to burn. My first stage actually. Trying to burn out of it, and then over explosion started, and I think this is a bug because it got stuck like that. And now it finally got out, but I still crashed. So now I'm gonna be adding some new things to help that not happen again, like lots of sabotrons. And right now I'm just testing out if the decouplers work and if my launch stage ink is okay. So right now I'm just like playing around with the multi-placement tool, because every time I touch the boosters it goes back to 4. So now I finally got it correct, and now I'm just placing tons of them to help backburn the launch stage and then put it in the atmosphere and then burn it up. But right now I'm attaching a drone to help control it, and some parachutes to maybe recover it later on, even though this is sandbox. And I thought it might be cool to recover it later on. Okay, so after that, I just was ordering it, and you can notice one pair got back down, and that will be a problem later on. So this is pretty similar to the last time, but I'm throttling it down a bit less. Do not get as much resistance and save fuel. Okay, so now I am burning it. I'm doing the orbital churn, and then my boosters are at half empty, and I noticed my parachutes were worn out already for some reason. Okay, and right about now I'm getting the re-entry effect again, and as you can notice I'm going for a bit steeper orbital churn than last time. Then I'm going to be ditching the Solar Rocket boosters right now, and as you can see I messed up my staging, and that happened. The sabotrons fired and then put huge stress on the frame, which tore it apart. So now I'm reordering the staging again, so that would not happen, and then relaunching it. So now, as you can probably tell, this launch is going to be pretty much the same. But soon I'm going to be going into a 10-degree steeper orbital churn by 2 times. Right now I'm just churning a bit more, and then readjusting for that spinning, I think. Or that might have been for past launch. I kind of forgot for past launches, and this preview screen is tiny. So my rocket boosters are third full, and I'm starting to get that re-entry effect again. I probably should build my rockets to go a bit slower so I don't risk overheating stuff. Well, that's good to know when I'm switching to career mode. Okay, good separation without any, explosions, which is kind of boring, I guess. Actually, it is very boring. And now I'm just throttling until I reach out the atmosphere and drag. And then right about now I'm going to be cutting Frodo. Actually, I never cut my Frodo. That's weird. Or maybe I just did not see me cutting my Frodo, so now I'm just going to be burning to circularize my orbit and to actually get an orbit. Okay, so now I got an orbit, and right now I'm setting up maneuver nodes in order to get a good encounter to test out my probe. And now I'm just like burning to get out at vast sphere of influence of kerbal. And after burning, I realized that it's way too far from my second stage to ever return back to atmosphere, but I still had a bit of fuel, so I burned backwards. And it's in a highly elliptical orbit, so I left it like that, and now I detached the fairings and extended the solar panels, even though that the probe has thermal generators that work on radioactive decay of plutonium. So yeah, I was just checking out if I can do anything to slow this down, and checking out cheat mode to reduce space waste. Then I realized my second stage engine has exploded a bit, so I had to use my other engine, my actual probe engine, that's an ion engine, to move it, and I had lots of dead weight behind me, and you're going to see that soon. And right now I'm just setting up our maneuver node. Sorry about that. You might not have heard it, but I had to sneeze. So, yeah. Now it's in orbit around the sun, and I started up the engine again, but then I realized that I cannot time warp with the engine on, even though it's so slow, so yeah. So I basically left it to orbit over time and then checking out even more maneuver nodes, and as you can see it in its full glory orbiting around the sun. And that basically sums up one of the most successful flights. So thanks for watching, and see you again later, hopefully.